Welcome back to my channel, guys. First, I'd like to say a happy early Diwali to everyone that's celebrating. I asked on my Instagram page if anyone would like to see a Diwali makeup look, so here is what I've come up with, and let's get straight to the tutorial. As always, my brow tutorial will be linked in the info box. I started off by priming my lids with the Too Faced Shadow Insurance in Lemon Drop, and I primed my eyelid and also underneath my eyes, like you can see here. The reason I'm doing underneath is so that no eyeshadow or concealer budges either. And then taking these small post-it stickies, I am sticking them to the lower parts of my eyes like you can see here, and making sure that they're both even. And I'm only using this because it's easier to film with, so you can use normal sellotape or even a credit card or something like that as well. Then taking this Kiko eyeshadow stick, and this one is in the shade 36, I'm applying this onto the whole of my eyelid, and I'm making sure that this doesn't really go into the crease. I totally forgot to do this first, but I'm taking the Mary Luminizer highlight and adding that to my brow bone. Then taking Cherry Cordial from the Chocolate Bar palette from Too Faced, I'm applying this to the inner part of my eye where we applied the eyeshadow stick, and I'm making sure that this goes just a little bit into the eye, like past halfway, about 2/3. And this was coming up a little bit too brown on my eyes, so then I took Candied Violet, which is this colour here from the same palette, and then added that just literally on top of where I applied the previous colour. And then just making sure that there's even amounts of colour on both of the eyes and that they look as similar in colour as possible. Then taking Triple Fudge from the same palette as well, I'm adding that to the outer part of the eye in kind of like a V shape, and basically covering where the eyeshadow stick was added. And just making sure again that everything is nicely blended into the purpley shimmery red colour as well. And then to make sure that everything is nice and blended and smooth looking, I added Milk Chocolate, which is this colour here, into the crease as a transition colour using a Sigma E40 brush, and just making sure that everything is nicely blended and there's no harsh lines of any of the colours. Then, as always, it's time to take the post-it notes off like this, and as you can see, there's a really sharp line. Now, I just went in with that same brush and just diffused the colour out a little bit so it wasn't too harsh, and then cleaned it all up with a normal cleansing wipe. Then it was time for the top wing liner, and I used my Super Liner Soaker by L'Oreal, and I've literally pretty much put every single clip of me putting my eyeliner on, so you can see just exactly how slowly I do it. And I have had loads of questions on doing an eyeliner tutorial, so I have added that to my list, and I'll be filming one soon and showing you the different types of eyeliner looks that I like to go for. But like you can see here, I'm just following the kind of wing look that was already created by the post-it notes and just winging my eyeliner out. And then grabbing Perversion by Urban Decay, I tightlined both my upper and waterlines. Upper and lower waterlines of my eyes, like you can see here, and I cannot get over how amazing this eyeliner is still. I still use it every single day. And then for mascara, I used the Telescopic Extra Black Mascara from L'Oreal, and just applied about a layer of this on because I did go ahead and add some lashes, and as you can see right here, these are what they look like on, and I used the Ardell Demi Wispy Lashes. Then for the face, I used my Touche Éclat foundation and just did the usual shebang, which is just literally applying it with my beauty blender and blending that bad boy all into my skin. And here you can see me blending away, and it has to be one of my favourite parts that I like to do because the sponge just feels amazing. For highlighting concealer, I use my Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer and the Maybelline Eye Eraser, and applied that in an upside down triangle shape underneath my eyes, and then I also added it onto my chin, my cupid's bow, down at this bridge of my nose and my forehead, and not forgetting above my jawline as well. And I know I look totally weird right now, but then as always I'm going in with my beauty blender, the pointy side, to blend that all into my skin and making sure that the product's not getting moved around too much and staying pretty much in the areas that we want to look highlighted and want to bring out and bring more forward. For setting my under eyes, I love using the banana powder by Ben Nye, and I'm just applying that with the beauty blender again, and this really helps it stay extra highlighted and stops my concealer from creasing. Then taking Triple Fudge again on an angled brush, I'm applying that to my lower lash line just to make everything a bit more smoky looking. And as always, I'm building the colour up because I don't like to add too much from the beginning. For contour, I used my Revolution eyeshadow in Delicious and I just applied that on to the hollows of my cheeks like you can see here with a fluffy blending brush and just blending away. And I have definitely fallen in love with this, and it might have taken over my love for the crushed walnut eyeshadow as well. But as you can see here, I'm also going in and slightly contouring my nose using the same brush and the same powder, and then doing the same to my hairline and also just underneath my jawline as well. And then to warm that up slightly, I'm basically going over with this Sephora press powder in Deep everywhere that I had contoured, just to slightly warm it up because I wasn't going to wear any blusher and just wanted it to look really nice and contoured. And then for my cheek highlight, I used the same Mary Luminizer highlighter and I just applied that to the high points of my cheeks on both sides, and I'm still loving this highlighter. I'm not going to lie, I almost forgot this step, and it's a mascara on my bottom lashes, so I'm using the same mascara that I used on my top lashes on my bottom lashes as well. As the eyes are super dramatic, I went with the nude lip, and I used Cruising by NARS and just applied a generous layer of this all on my lips, as this is quite a sheer finish. And to make my lips look a little bit larger, I applied the same highlighter on my cupid's bow, just like you can see here. Last but not least, I added a bindi and added some of this Tarte setting powder onto the entire face of mine, and then that's the look completed. I really hope you guys enjoyed this look, and I hope you guys have a fabulous Diwali, and please remember to be safe. And also, I've had my hair done again, so if you like my hair, please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like any more Indian videos, then please give it a thumbs up as well. But I'll leave it as that, guys, and I will see you all in my next tutorial. Bye! Lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Indian wedding guest makeup tutorial. So many people of you asked me to do something, so I wanted to start off with this, something which is easy, simple, and you can customize it to any kind of sari or outfit that you're going to be wearing. So let's get straight to it. Because weddings can be an all-day thing, I'm priming my eyelids with Painterly by MAC, and this is so that the eyeshadow lasts all day without creasing and the colours are also more vibrant. I'm starting off with highlight, and the first colour I'm going to use is Virgin by Urban Decay, and I'm putting this onto my brow bone just to highlight the area and make it stand out. For For the crease and transition colour, I'm using Faint by Urban Decay, and with a fluffy shader brush, I'm putting this into the crease and socket of my eye, just so that it gives it a bit of depth and it makes it give it that 3D effect, and it doesn't make your eye look really flat either. Make sure it's really nicely blended so that there are no harsh lines. I wanted the eyelids to be super neutral, so I'm taking Naked 2 by Urban Decay, and with a flat shader brush, I'm putting this onto my eyelid and packing it really well so that it's nicely pigmented. And just for the slightest hint of shimmer, I'm using Vex by MAC on the same brush and putting that on top of the Naked 2 colour. I'm then going back with a fluffy brush just to make sure that all three colours are nicely blended together. My favourite eyeliner is this one by Urban Decay, and it's the colour Perversion, and I'm lining both my upper and lower waterline with this colour, and it's super pigmented and it lasts all day long, which is exactly what you need for a wedding. I've been loving curling my eyelashes, so I'm going to go ahead and curl them with my MAC eyelash curlers. For mascara, I've used one of my favourites, which is the False Lash Telescopic Mascara by L'Oreal, and I'm just popping a couple of layers onto my lashes. You guys must know by now that this is my favourite combination of eyeliners, and I love using the pen of the L'Oreal Paris Perfect Slim Liner and dipping it into the Maybelline pot. And yeah, I'm just aligning my eyes super slowly and super carefully, and adding a small flick at the end, not too thick and not too thin, but just the right kind of shape for my eye. I love wearing natural lashes to a wedding, so I've gone for the 116s by Allure, and I'm just popping these on with a bit of Duo Lash Glue. And they're just fixing any kind of areas where you can see the band by putting a bit more eyeliner on top. I wanted to put a shimmery primer on, so I went for the L'Oreal Lumi Magique primer, and yeah, I just put this all over my face just using my fingers. There's lots of flash photography at Indian weddings, so I went for MAC's Face and Body as my foundation because it's SPF free and you don't get any flashback, and it makes your skin look super flawless in pictures. So yeah, I just dotted this all over my face, and then I'm blending it all out with my beauty blender. For concealer, I've used the Maybelline's Eye Eraser, and I'm putting this in a upside down triangle version underneath my eyes. Also just under the hollows of my cheeks. And also all down the centre of my face, so my chin, my cupid's bow, the bridge of my nose and my forehead. As a cream contour, I used VNTN, which is a NARS Matte Multiple, and I put this on the hollows of my cheeks, also down at the sides of my nose, dots of it on the outer part of my forehead, and also along my jawline. Then I blended this all out with my beauty blender so that it's nicely blended with the foundation, and I'm only going over the contour bits first and I'm going to be doing the highlighted bits later. And now that all the contour is done, I'm just blending in the highlight with the rest of my face so that there are no harsh lines. To set my contour, I've used Crushed Walnut, which is by Natural Collections, and my Charlotte Tilbury sculpting brush. I'm putting this onto the hollows of my cheeks and pretty much anywhere else that I've contoured with the cream contour. To set my highlight, I'm using my favourite banana powder by Ben Nye, and I'm using that with none other than my beauty blender again. I'm then taking Parfait Amour and Satellite Dreams by MAC on an angled brush and popping this on my lower lash line, and I love doing this because you can mix it with any colours to match any sari or outfit that you're wearing. I'm putting a bit of my lower lash mascara on just to kind of accentuate the bottom lashes and make them stand out a bit. And for lips, I opted for Let's Get Naked by Rimmel and Revlon's Matte Lip Balm in Elusive, and mixed these two colours and put them onto my lips. I just wanted to go for something a bit pinky, but not too bright and not too subtle, but just the right kind of amount to make it look like I'm wearing some lipstick. I then used my Tom Ford blusher in Flush for my cheeks, and I love using this for special occasions because it's super expensive, but it is a gorgeous colour that lasts for such a long time. And that's it, guys, that's the final look. Something pretty simple which anyone and everyone can kind of recreate. And if you do end up recreating this look, then please tweet me or message me so I can check it out. If you're on Instagram or Twitter, don't forget to check me out at Kosh_M. And please thumbs up this video if you'd like to see more wedding looks. And until next time, I will see you all in my next video. Bye! Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Last week I went to a wedding and I filmed a get ready with me, so I'm going to take you through all the steps of me getting ready, and let's get straight to it. Because of the super hot weather and wanting my makeup to last longer, I primed my face with the Urban Decay primer. With my NARS Sheer Glow in Santa Fe and MAC's Face and Body in C3, I mixed them both together and used that as my foundation. I absolutely love this combination of foundations when I'm going to an Indian wedding because it gives me a really nice coverage, but it still looks great in photography, and yeah, it just makes me feel really glowy and healthy. Using my MAC Pro Concealer Quad in Medium, I mixed a couple of shades together and just covered up any blemishes that I had which I needed some extra coverage on. Moving on to the eyes, I used my Too Faced Shadow Insurance in Lemon Drop and put that all over my eyelids. I love this because it gets rid of any redness or veins on the eyelids. Next, I took Cashmere Bunny from the Natural Eyes palette by Too Faced and put that all over my eyelids with a Zoeva 228 crease brush. I'm making sure that this colour is blended into the crease as well. Next, I sprayed some Max Fix Plus spray onto my Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer brush. And then I picked up a Verve from the Naked 2 palette and just placed that onto the middle of my eyelid. Spraying the Fix Plus spray onto a brush makes the eyeshadow really, really vibrant. I blended this all together so that there were no harsh lines. For highlight, I used the Kevyn Aucoin Celestial Powder with the Real Techniques shading brush and just put this onto my brow bone. Using my favourite eyeliner ever, Perversion by Urban Decay, I lined my top waterline. For eyeliner, I used the Maybelline Gel Eyeliner, and I just did a small little flick, and I used my favourite brush ever to do this, and it's the Daler Rowney Spotter brush, which is actually from Hobbycraft, which I will leave a link to in the description box. Now onto mascara, and I use the Perversion Mascara by Urban Decay, and I put about 2 layers of this onto my top lashes. For lashes, I used my favourite Demi Wispies by Ardell and popped these onto my already mascaraed lashes. And the glue that I generally use for my lashes is the Duo adhesive glue, which I will leave a link to in the description box. Using my favourite concealer combo, which is the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer and the Age Rewind Concealer by Maybelline, I'm making small triangles underneath my eyes, and this really helps brighten your face. Then I also popped this onto the bridge of my nose and my forehead, and also a little bit on my chin. And then some just above my jawline. Now it's time to blend that all in, and I'm using my beauty blender to do this, and I'm just patting all the product into my skin, so it's not moving any of the highlight around, it's just blending it all in. I totally forgot to put some lip balm on, so here I am putting some Rodial Glam Lip Balm on my lips. Then for contour, I used my favourite Natural Collections Crushed Walnut eyeshadow on my Charlotte Tilbury powder and sculpt brush, and put this onto the hollows of my cheeks and really blended this in. And then also slightly on my forehead as well. I decided to really slightly contour my nose as well with the same powder but using a Sigma E40 brush. I then used the Sephora Micro Smooth powder in Deep just to bronze up my skin, so I put that literally on top of the contour so it gives it that extra blended look. Then I got the shade S'Espresso from the same Too Faced palette on an angled brow brush and put that onto my lower lash line. And really blending this out so it doesn't look really out of place. For my lower waterline, I used the Urban Decay Velvet Eyeliner in Lush and just lined both of my eyes. And I went for a brown eyeliner because I wanted it to be quite a soft look at the bottom. To set my highlight, I used my banana powder, and again I got that onto my beauty blender, and I pressed this onto my skin anywhere where I concealed and highlighted earlier. For blusher, I used the Vivo Baked Blush in Rouge Shimmer on my Zoeva 105 Luxe Highlight Brush. Then the Kevyn Aucoin Celestial Powder again as a highlight for my cheeks. And the brush I used was the Real Techniques setting brush. I joined the cheek highlight up to the brow bone. I slightly dusted this onto the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow and slightly my forehead. For lips, I used the Velvet Matte Lip Pencil by NARS in the colour Sex Machine, and this is a really beautiful, like, muted rosy pink colour. Now, for the mop, I wasn't too sure what I wanted to go for. I wanted something quite simple, so I just went and first sprayed my hair with the Tresemme Heat Defense and just put that mainly onto my ends because I was going to re-straighten my hair because it had a couple of kinks in it from tying it up. I used my trusty Cloud9 straighteners just to go through my hair where I could see any kind of kinks and straightened it all. I wanted to add some volume, so I took the first top layer of my hair and started backcombing the roots, and I did this all around the crown of my hair and then kind of combed it through so you couldn't see any of the backcomb sticking out of my hair. And then I repeated the same kind of steps to like the second layer below, just to give it that extra lift. It basically just made me look like I had big straight hair. And then I went and sprayed my roots so that the backcomb stayed, and it just gave me that extra hold. Can't forget the bindi, so there I am putting a little small diamond on as my bindi for the day. My shoesies were nude Zara strappy heels, and my gorgeous multicoloured bright neon sari was from Anoki in Leicester. And here I am, just putting my sari on because I know last time you guys wanted to see what I was wearing, so I had to show you the beauty which is this sari. I had some neon bangles by Rituals in Leicester and also some Kashmiri earrings from the same place. And that's the final look, guys. I love this look because I just added a little bit extra of the shimmery Verve eyeshadow all over my eyelids for the reception and switched up my lips, so it's such a good look to wear for both a wedding and a reception. Please don't forget to give this video a massive thumbs up if you would like to see more Indian looks. But until next time, guys, I will see you all in my next video. Bye! Hi my angels, welcome back to my channel. Last weekend I went to a family engagement and decided to do another Indian get ready with me. So if you'd like to see how I got this hair and makeup and the jewellery and things that I am wearing, then let's get straight to it. I started off by cleansing my skin with the Hot Cloth Cleanser and Gentle Exfoliator from Liz Earle because this gives my skin such a good base for my makeup. So for hair I'm using the Numi 5-in-1 Lustrum Curling Wand, and I'm using the thickest wand in the set and curling my hair away from my face, and I'm basically leaving it on for about 10 seconds and then wrapping that curl around my fingers and then pinning them up like you can see here. And I'm basically repeating the entire same thing to my whole head. I did one side first and started from the bottom and worked my way up, but I left the crown section as I was going to do that right at the end. I actually wore my hair quite a lot like this in my last my October vlog. So when my hair was like big and wavy and curly, this is how I did it. If you would like an in-depth kind of video on this, then please let me know and I will try and film one for you guys. But yep, I'm just doing the same exact thing on the other side of my hair, leaving it on for about 10 minutes. And I did add some heat protectant before I did my hair, so don't worry. I used the Tresemme heat protectant in all of my hair. And this is how I did the top half, so I did it in like long sections. And now it's time for the makeup. My eyebrows are already filled in and the tutorial will be linked in the info box. So first I started off by priming my eyelids with the Too Faced Shadow Insurance in Lemon Drop, and I like this because it brightens and neutralises my eyelids. I also put it on my under eyes to stop any creasing there as well. Grabbing some post-it stickies, I put these onto the outer edges of my eyes. You totally don't have to use this, you can use like a credit card or even some paper if you like, but this is just easier for me when I'm filming. And then I took Faint, which is from the Naked Basics 1 palette, and put that all over my eyelids. And this is just like a really, really neutral colour, which was really nice because I was going through a bit of a coloured flick eye look. For the crease, I'm going in with a bronzer, which is actually a Sephora press powder in a couple of shades darker than my skin tone, and just working that into the crease just to give my eyes a bit more dimension. Oh, and I will link everything that I've used in this tutorial in the info box, so please don't forget to check that out. And now for the highlight for my eyes, I used my favourite Mary Luminizer powder and just applied that onto my brow bone. My Indian outfit actually had some cobalt blue in it, so I took Chaos, which is from the Urban Decay electric palette, and I started lining my eyes like you can see here and blending it in to my eyelid, just so it looks like a flick, like an eyeliner flick, and I'm really working the colour in and building the colour up to exactly how much I wanted it. You don't want to go too far into your eyelid with this colour because you want it to look like it's a coloured eyeliner flick type thing. And just to darken that up a little bit, I'm using Contrast, which is a shade from MAC, and just going over the outer parts of that, just so that it's not like a flat blue colour. What's the word that I'm looking for? It's got like a bit of like a gradient to it, so it's not just like all one colour. Now it's time to take the stickies off, and like you can see here, I'm gonna go and line my top lash line, and I'm just going in with like just your normal cat eye flick, and it's quite good because you can just follow the line that we created previously, so it's kind of like a guide. And then taking Perversion by Urban Decay, I'm doing the usual tight lining of my upper waterline, and try and sharpen the pencil because I really just poked my eyeball there. Here I've just added a little bit of the bronzer into the crease just to warm it up a slight bit. And then taking this Makeup Forever mascara, I'm going to be curling my eyelashes one by one and then applying the mascara onto them. So I actually find that this works a lot better than curling your eyelashes and then putting mascara on them afterwards, because your eyelashes are almost freshly curled, so they look much better. And the curlers totally took some eyeliner off, so I'm just fixing that up here so that there's no like random gaps in it. As you can probably see, I've got some kind of breakouts on my chin area, so I'm using this MUA Pro Base and using the green shade just to neutralise any redness in that area. I know it looks really random, but when we go in with the Face and Body foundation by MAC and the L'Oreal Magic Lumi, and putting that on with a beauty blender, it really hides any kind of redness in that area. So I love doing this whenever I get out with like a random breakout. It's a really nice way of covering them up. So under concealing and highlighting, I'm using my favourite combo, the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer and the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, and lots of people ask me how I use this, so I twist it up and then I literally dip it into the pot. So I thought I'd show you because I do get lots of questions on it, and then I'm applying it in the usual triangle shape underneath my eyes, on my chin, down the centre of my nose, my cupid's bow, and also my forehead. And then I'm not forgetting the parts just above my jawline just to highlight that, because we are going to do some contouring. And then just blending that all in with my beauty blender again. A lot of people ask me how I use the beauty blender, and I use it damp, so it's big, damp, wet and spongy, and it blends amazingly. And then I use the Banana Powder by Ben Nye just to set the areas that we highlighted, and this has to be my favourite setting powder because nothing creases. So for a contour, I'm using this Makeup Revolution matte blush stick in the shade Malibu, and I'm getting a concealer brush and then just drawing the areas that I want to contour. So these are the hollows of my cheeks, my hairline and my jawline. And then blending that all in with a beauty blender. And this is the first time me using this, and I really enjoyed using this blush stick as a contour. It's really easy to blend and it looks really good on the skin. And then for bronzer, I'm using the Too Faced bronzer, and this is in the shade Milk Chocolate because I didn't want something too dark. But I wanted it to look nice and golden and sun-kissed. Just so that the bronzer wasn't looking too warm on my skin, I did go in with a little bit of the Revolution Delicious eyeshadow just to cool it up a little bit, and because I guess you could say I'm a little bit obsessed with this contour shade. And then I used a nude eyeliner by Rimmel and lined my lower lash line. I was about to say waterline just then. No wait, it is waterline. I lined my lower waterline with that. And then took the same Sephora bronzed powder. Oh my god, I really cannot talk today. That same Sephora pressed powder, and then I'm just lining my lower lash lines with this. And then going in with the same Makeup Forever mascara and then putting that onto my bottom lashes. And because my outfit is pink, I wanted to go in with the Clinique Berry Pop blusher, and I'm just applying that onto the apples of my cheeks. And I love this colour because it's just the right amount of bright pink on your cheeks, especially for winter. And then for highlights, I'm using my Mary Luminizer again and just applying that on to the high points of my cheeks. So first on my lips, I used the Melted Too Faced liquid lipstick in the shade Fig, and just put that all over my lips and then blended it with my finger because I didn't want it to be too much of a opaque colour. And that's because I was going to add some Candy Yum Yum by MAC on top, and I'm just putting that into the centre part of my lips and again blending that in because I did not want it to be too bright because I did have colour going on my eyelids. I then popped on a navy blue bindi to match my eyes. And then last but not least, to finish my makeup off, I set my face with the Tarte setting powder. Now that the makeup is done, it was time to take all of the grips out of my hair. And all I did here was I started from the bottom and started taking all of the grips out and working my way up all the way to the top. The curls are really curly, but then after about an hour or so they do drop and it just looks like you've had a big bouncy blow dry. So it's one really quick and easy way to cheat and do a DIY blow dry at home without actually having to blow dry your hair. And then right at the end, once I'd taken all of the grips out, I ran my fingers through it just so that the hair was nicely blended together and it was looking really, really, really big. So just before I finished off, I added some of the Kerastase Elixir Ultimate into the mid-length and ends of my hair just so that it was nice and glossy looking and it didn't have any kind of frizzy parts either. And yeah, it just looks nice and silky once that's been put in. I decided to only wear earrings, and I wore these beautiful, beautiful earrings from India Trend, and they are quite heavy, but they are so stunning. So I wore those for my earrings, and then I just mixed random bangles that I had and put them on one hand. And in case you were wondering, my outfit is also from Anoki in Leicester. And that's the final look, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video as always. Please give this video a thumbs up if you would like to see more get ready with me's and Indian get ready with me's. But until next time, guys, I will see you all in my next video, and I will see you soon. Bye!